These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Seattle Seahawks and the Buffalo Bills. Ready to get us started, the Aussie punter and kickoff man, Michael Dixon. And off we go from New Era Field. And a little dangerous there, almost a penalty, but it does get into the end zone before going over the sideline for a touchback.
Check 59. Mike is
regular.
Switch it.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. And his first pass is incomplete. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays. You kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them.
Now Scott. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on first down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3.
Get that ball.
They'll run with Scott, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And it's taken in at the net. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
I don't know why, but it's always agonizing to me to see a guy make a mistake in this phase of the game because you can it's all on him. All eyes there. He's got a chance to make a punt return, and instead he ends up putting it on the carpet.
Puts it on the carpet. The little rubber pellets shoot up. Never a good sign for a returner on this field turf surface.
No, not at all. And a bunch of them go up when they're all trying to get to the football, don't they?
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 11.
Let's go.
On the ground, this is Rashad Penny. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
14, 14.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. And he finds Howard complete. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
On 2nd down, here's Penny. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over.
Here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. That one going to be complete to David Moore. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pickup there at 22. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 36. Wilson leaves this one with Penning. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
It's just me and you.
Now Wilson. That one taken in by Carlos Henderson. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
First down.
Mike, 380. 49. Check 52. Check.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Taking it in from the 20 as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he almost flirted with disaster there, but it does get into the end zone before going out, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Throwing on first down is Allen. Escaping the pressure right. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again. Allen. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Mike spot 4.
Pass 85. Pass 85.
Come to my work.
Allen now on first down. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Allen going to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for third.
And brings up third down.
Mike 54. Hey, keep it up. Keep it up. 54.
On third down, it's Scott. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third. The Bills send the punter out. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
With the score, Seahawks 7, Bills nothing.
The Bills send the punter out as he'll kick it away for the second time. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18. Wilson going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Penny, the first down carry. Oh, what a move. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
49
From the 35 on 2nd down, Wilson. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A gain there of 30 big ones.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now Rashad Penny. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Back. He's checking. Hey, 0.
After the penalty, it's Penny. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
From the 16, Wilson forced out to his left. That's caught by Howard. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. That'll put him at an even 50 receiving yards now in this first half. And it's a 1st down. They come up in an offset eye.
Come on. Switch.
Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Ed Oliver gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. And still plenty of time remaining here in this 2nd quarter. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Good.
Here's Wilson. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. This will be play number 8 on the drive. It's 3rd and goal. Now it's Wilson. Flush to his right. Toward the pylon, caught. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. From 8 yards out, the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. The extra point now coming from Myers.
A good tight end is a heck of a weapon for any quarterback, especially when you're able to create some mismatches. Sometimes they work against a linebacker, sometimes they work against a smaller defensive back. But when they find it, they go to it, and it often results in touchdowns.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Tight.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Here's Allen. Eluding the pressure right. Uncorks one for Davis. And it's knocked away and incomplete. These offensive starters still out there in the second quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the third quarter, if not all the way through it.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the third quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the fourth quarter.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
49 to Mike, 149.
You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid. Go.
From the gun, it's Allen. And he completes it to the tight end, Knox. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Mike 54. In the face.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
You're looking there, the defensive back was maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
No coach or team's ever happy when someone has a turnover, but if there's ever a good time to do it,
preseason.
Yeah, right now. You know that come regular season, he's going to be ready to go, and maybe he'll remember, yeah, I don't want to do this when it comes time for the games to count.
Here's Allen following the fumble recovery. Finding Knox there, complete. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 36-yard line.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. 65. 65. 65.
To throw, it's Allen. Got an open man, it's Scott. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Allen will try again on second down. Got an open man, it's Foster. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, home.
Again, they'll throw with Allen. He's going to have the hook up to Scott. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. First trip to the red zone for the Bills. This is 1st and goal from about the 8. Allen to throw once more. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Casey Hayward with a sack on the well-timed corner blitz. After the sack on 1st down, Allen, open man here is Scott, complete. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Boston Scott in the final seconds of the first half, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Our starters likely to be out there for the third quarter as we get back underway in this second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll run again with Hilliard. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Single. Watch 14. I got you. Alert.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So it would appear they will not be able to add to their lead on this opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, if another touchdown was scored there, now we're talking about a 2-score game, and they're probably on their way of creating an excellent gap between them and their pursuers. But how about the defense there, able to step up and keep themselves in this one?
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
Hey, one set. Check, stop.
From the 30 on second down, Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney, his second sack of the night.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on third and long.
49's the mic. 49's the mic. Here we go.
On third and long, it's Allen. He's going to air one out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Well, it's third and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule.
And they take him down. The Bills get to him.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go.
Good job right there.
To throw is Wilson. Rolling to his right. And his throw here is incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf. And it's third down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Alert.
Wilson. Dancing to his left. And he finds Howard complete. And down he'll go at the 25. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to fourth down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
Here we go.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
And a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what do we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
All day, just like that. Just like that.
From the 35 on second down, Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Hey, Zoo.
I got you, son.
check right, check right. Watch out.
Here's Allen to throw it, escaping the pressure right. Completes it to Davis. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
They'll run on first down. Scott, and he's got room. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Boston Scott ready for the regular season with his second touchdown of the game, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. It's caught at the 10. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 65 yards. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
36 power. He's coming. We got double up.
Here's Carson. And a nice pick up there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
But a spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the second score there. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They run again with Carson, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
36 power.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Now it's Carson, and they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
Myers' kick is good. And they take a 17-14 lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Let's go. Let's go.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throwing again on second down. Dobbs. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Ready, ready.
49's the mark. 49's the mark. All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get there. Watch twins. Watch twins. Check 99.
Get.
On first down, Hilliard. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Two times. Hey.
Now it's the backup, Tannehill. And that's incomplete. Carlos Henderson, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and 4.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
You got tape. You got
Ready.
Now a give, right side. Hilliard. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Call it a 4-yard pickup, but it leaves him a few inches short here on 4th down. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches.
Protein spill.
Check 50. Check 50.
Pilot, 64, weak. Snap.
And now a sneak, Tannehill. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. A wall of bodies there. Nowhere to burrow through the line on the quarterback sneak. And the Bills are going to get the football back. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
It's out of time. Check 59. Mike is 50.
To throw is Dobbs. And he's got his tight end. This is Luke Wilson. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5.
Hey, I got it. Mike, Check. 59.
No gain on this defense. No gain.
From the shotgun, here's Dobbs. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down.
29 is the Mike. Mike 29. I'm coming for you, son.
On fourth down, Dobbs. And Wilson has it. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on fourth. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. Dobbs now 3 out of 5 since taking over as he's given his guys a first down. A first carry now for Kofani Muhammad. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. 34 yards there and a first down.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make it a second down. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Dobbs. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
Tight is right.
Out of the gun, Dobbs. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Now, if you're going to get rid of it, you better get outside the pocket.
Yeah, you have to get outside of that tackle-to-tackle box, right? Get out there, and then you can do it legally, but he wasn't able to do so, and they end up losing the down as well.
A 43-yard attempt.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and the Bills have tied the game here in the 4th. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Here's Tannehill. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
Check 52's the mark. Check 52's the mark. Watch the slap. Watch the slap. Watch the slap.
Hey, orbit.
Now Tannehill. Found his target. It's Anderson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle. Tannehill now to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They've gone to the 4th quarter now in Dallas. The Jets have now taken the lead in a high-scoring affair. If they hold on, a victory there would be their 3rd of the year. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run with Penny here out of the shotgun. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
60 or. Under 10. Under 10. X3. 218, chop, please grip.
Now it's Tannehill. He gets it to his running back, Rashad Penny. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
You draw corker.
Tight dog. 49, guys. Mike.
Tannehill. And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They've just likely won this thing in regulation.
And that score in this time frame, that's like a big reveal at the end of a great movie, isn't it? Out of nowhere, almost, it appears, they get it done. How about that score?
Finishes like this is why we love sports. This is why we love the game of football.
So glad that we got to be here to watch this one.
Come on.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
Get it.
Out of the gun, Tannehill. And this one's caught. And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more. And the formula there on the 2-point try, they go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that someone, if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line. Now they do indeed get the timeout, so all is not lost. They'll have a chance for one final heave to the end zone. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
And I have to look at from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary, try and get guys down there and throw it in the end zone, tip it around and catch it. You've got to have guys back there to defend that, but also you can't allow the quarterback as much time as he wants to set up and throw it. Maybe you bring a little extra pressure to make sure he gets rid of it quicker.
A little bit of a cat and mouse game. We'll see if they bring that pressure. Now one final throw here.